Moving into a new apartment is supposed to be exciting. Boxes stacked to the ceiling, the smell of fresh paint lingering, the faint buzz of city life outside the window. It's a fresh start. But from the very first night in 7A, I realized something wasn't right. The building was old. The floors creaked with every step, and the walls were paper thin. I could hear muffled conversations from the neighbors, doors slamming, distant laughter, occasional arguments. At first, I thought it was normal. A dense apartment complex always comes with background noise. I told myself it was just part of city living. Unpacking was exhausting. I was living out of boxes for days, arranging furniture, figuring out the layout, and desperately trying to make the place feel like home. When I finally sat down to set up my Wi-Fi, I noticed a network that made my stomach twist. "I can see you in Unit 7A. I stared at it. Surely it was a joke. Some tech-savvy neighbor who thought it would be funny to prank the new tenant. I laughed nervously, ignored it, and connected to my own router. The first night I tried to sleep, but the thin walls made everything impossible. I could hear footsteps upstairs, faint music from somewhere down the hall, and the constant hum of neighbors moving around. Somewhere, someone was awake, and I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that they were watching. The next morning, while getting dressed, I glanced at my laptop and saw the network name had changed. 7A has a blue shirt on. I stopped moving mid-step. How could this network possibly know what I was wearing? I hadn't even connected to it. My hands started shaking as I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe someone had set the name as a generic joke and I was just imagining things. I ignored it. I tried to focus on unpacking, on setting up my new home, but the names kept coming. Each day, a new message appeared, each more personal than the last. 7A needs to lock the balcony. 7A is making noise at 3 a.m. 7A is eating ramen. Every time I looked at the list of networks, my chest tightened. My privacy was shrinking, and it felt like someone was inside my apartment, invisible, just waiting and watching. By the end of the week, I decided to fight back. I changed my network name to "Who Are You?" I waited. The Wi-Fi list refreshed. 5 minutes later, I am behind the smoke detector. I looked up, nothing. My heart hammered in my chest. I checked every corner of the room. No one, no movement, but something had shifted. I was no longer imagining things. This was real. Someone was watching me, inside my building and somehow inside my apartment. The next few days were terrifying. Messages escalated and so did the subtle signs. "You didn't close the cabinet. The living room light is on. Stop tapping on the window." I noticed faint clicks from the smoke detector, a tiny whirring sound as if something small was moving inside. I tried to stay calm, rational. It wasn't supernatural, it wasn't random. Someone was methodical. Someone was inside the building and they knew everything about my routine. I couldn't sleep. Every noise made me jump. Shadows passed by cars felt like they were moving too deliberately. I started leaving lights on in random rooms, hoping to catch whoever it was in the act. But it was clever, always one step ahead. Desperation set in. I bought a portable signal strength detector, tracing the Wi-Fi source. My heart sank as I realized the strongest signal came from the smoke detector in my living room. I climbed onto a chair, hands shaking violently, and carefully unscrewed it. Inside, I found a small travel router, cleverly wired into the building's emergency power system, and a pinhole camera aimed perfectly at my living space. My stomach churned. Someone had been documenting my life every single day, every meal, every movement, every quiet moment. With trembling hands, I removed the SD card from the router and inserted it into my laptop. A folder appeared, filled with hundreds of time-lapse photos. Living room, kitchen, bedroom, hallway, all captured without my knowledge. Every mundane action was recorded, every personal moment cataloged. I scrolled through images, stomach dropping further with each photo. Then I saw the last folder labeled ominously, Closet. I clicked it. There it was, a photo taken just moments ago from inside my closet where I hadn't even stepped yet. I couldn't breathe. Every Wi-Fi message, every photo, every subtle observation was real. Someone had been living in my building, watching me, documenting my life. It wasn't a neighbor from afar. It wasn't hacking software. It was someone inside my walls, someone inside my ceiling. I grabbed my keys, my laptop, and ran. I left everything behind that night. I haven't returned. Every time I see a Wi-Fi network with a strange name, I check twice. And sometimes, when I'm home alone, I swear I see a shadow moving across the ceiling, just watching. I learned the hard way. Sometimes moving into a new apartment isn't about finding a home. It's about finding out who's already living there, unseen.